On this week's Teaching Challenge, we're joined by Dr. Christian Jessen, Harley Street practitioner and presenter of Channel 4's Embarrassing Bodies and Supersized Super Skinny. He's off to take a Year 11 class at Lillian Bayless School and reveal some tips on teaching embarrassing subjects.
It's a change from the clinic, and change is a good thing, but also I find that young people always have a different take on a subject. So the way you think things are and the way you think kids think actually is completely wrong, and they come up with a completely new idea that I find very refreshing, and I think I'm going to learn a lot today.
The school's head of subject for health and social care is Leonie Harris.
Whatever questions the doctor wants to ask is fine, just remembering that it's a school and children are obviously under the age of 16. Whose is this stuff here? If he asks things that the students may find inappropriate, they just may say, I don't know the answer. Directly, just say it. They have got a problem with that, or they'll be like, why are you asking me that? They're very direct. Can you put that away for me?
Before Dr. Christian makes his classroom debut, he gets an idea of the subject at hand from Leonie.
Health and social care in my day didn't exist.
No.
So I confess now, I have very little idea what health and social care is. What does that mean in a nutshell?
It's a new course, but health and social care is all about your health and well-being. So students tend to learn about how people develop. They learn about elderly people, they learn about how people communicate with each other, they learn about health and social care in a sense that how you look after people if they would need support. So it's quite a wide variety of things. You can go into many different jobs with health and social care also.
How sort of open-minded are they?
Oh, they're very open-minded. They don't mind what you talk about, they're very open-minded. I'm sure they'll have questions to ask you as well about health issues, but with regards to you speaking to them, they'll have, they'll be able to talk to you about anything, yeah.
Okay, good. I think we should go get them, don't you?
Let's go.
Christian's apparent confidence may or may not be enforced by the fact that Leonie will be monitoring his lesson from next door.
I'm gonna go. Hey. Hi. Wow. I'm sorry it's taken a little bit long to get going, but I'm going to sit here. So, you know who I am, don't you? Yeah. Apparently, because you've seen all the shows. So what sort of problems do you guys get at this age? What are the main ones? You don't have to say, what you've got. Just an imaginary friend that you know. What do they have? Period problems?
Yeah. Getting spots.
Like what? Who gets spots out of you not?
I get spots.
Oh, yeah. There's lots of rubbish talked about acne. I bet you guys know lots of the myths about acne, actually. Tell me some myths. What have you heard about acne? What makes acne worse?
Stress-related. Oily skin. Yeah.
Oily skin is true.
Oh, you don't wash
your face.
I heard it's stress-related.
You just said one. Say that
again.
again.
You don't wash your face.
When you don't wash your face, and that makes your acne worse, yeah? Not true. It's got nothing to do with not washing.
Food that you eat, like oily food.
That's another good one. Good, you're coming out with them all. That's another one of the great myths. Oily food gives you spots. Eating chocolate gives you spots. True or false?
But you don't eat chocolate.
It's not true.
It's not true.
It's not
what if
true.
chocolate don't give you spots?
No.
Is it? No. I don't like chocolate.
You see, it's all good news. It's all good news.
No useful information.
What about chewing gum? Swallowing chewing gum?
It's what happens
to it?
It takes long to decompose. Yeah.
And true or false? Have a guess.
That's true.
Not true. Not true. Another of the.
That teachers say it as well.
I know, because they don't want you chewing gum, so they're trying to scare you.
Oh no, he's making me look bad.
Who's on a diet? Who's been on a diet?
I want to get fatter. I want to put on.
You want to get fatter? Oh, that's good to hear. Really? Why is that?
You're too skinny.
But why do you think you look skinny? What's happened? Do you eat? Yeah?
You think it runs in the family? Yeah.
I was about to say, what do your parents look like?
Same.
See? So, do you think there's anything wrong with you?
No.
No. What are the problems with being underweight for girls?
Your period can start
irregular or something like that.
Yeah, it can affect your fertility. If you're really underweight, you completely stop having periods. Make you completely infertile.
Wow. Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the signs we look for in girls that have eating problems and they're not eating properly. Classic thing, no periods. What about your period?
Fine.
Normal? So you're probably not underweight at an unhealthy level at all.
Christian's able to relate with the students, which is really good, because they seem to feel really comfortable in what they're saying.
Have you got any specific questions you want to ask me?
I do.
Yeah.
Does ice make you gain weight?
Does ice make you gain weight? Explain your thinking behind that.
When you eat ice,
Yeah.
you crave it. Does it make you gain weight?
Why do you think it might?
I don't know, everyone just says it and I don't
Who's told you ice makes you gain weight?
Everyone says it.
Ice is just it. She craves it at home.
Do you eat ice?
Yeah, like 24/7.
Really? Why? What do you like about it? Do you like the feeling?
Crunch and it tastes
She said that there's 3 different type of ice. She said that there's 3 different
Are you a world expert in ice? Well, I tell you about ice actually. First of all, it's really bad for your teeth. Chewing
Every
ice.
time I go to the dentist, I say that my teeth is.
You're all right. So, okay, well, that's one blessing for you. I'd tell you something about ice. It actually helps you lose weight. Because there's a theory coming out of America, they always come out of America, that if you drink iced water, it lowers your body temperature, so your body starts burning more calories to increase its temperature back up to normal. Burning calories means losing weight. What are your diets like?
Every day after school, most children just £1 chicken and chips, 2 hot wings and chips. That's what they go for.
Really? Is that what you do? Why?
With me, I eat ice more than I eat food.
We need to get to the bottom of this ice thing, don't we?
It's bad.
I've never met someone. I met pregnant women who. You're not pregnant, are you? No. Absolutely not. Because you know they get cravings for ice and things like that. But all right, it's good. You sure? Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Well, he has a very good rapport with the students. He's really seems really comfortable.
Christian's considerable charm and expertise have got him halfway through the lesson and on to the subject of boys.
What is it that's driving? They kind of fight. They're all macho. They talk about girls. They talk about money. What's the hormone that does that?
Testosterone.
Exactly. Testosterone. Tell me about testosterone.
I think it gives them like a kick. Gives them a drive, like to do things.
Testosterone is the male hormone that gives you the male characteristics. So when boys get a surge in testosterone, that's when they start growing beards, they start getting a bit more muscly, things grow down below a little bit more. They hope. You keep checking. You know, it's that hormone. But what about you girls? Do you have testosterone?
No.
You all have testosterone. It's really important in you too. And it's something that gives you your sex drive as well. And we sometimes treat women who are losing their interest in sex when they get older with testosterone, just to boost it up a little bit. But in boys, especially boys at your kind of age, it's sky high. And that's what gives you acne, actually. You know, we were talking about spots before. It's testosterone that does that. And that's why boys often get worse spots than girls do, because they tend to have more testosterone than girls do. And that's why they think about sex and girls all the time, because that's what's driving it, yeah.
Okay, so we've made comparisons between girls and boys, which is good, because all the students in the room are girls.
You know how girls have period pains? Why is it that they get that pain? Do you know?
That's a difficult question. All right, fine. Because what happens during your period? What's going on inside? It's a good question, actually.
They're getting rid of all the whatever tissue.
What happens is, basically, your uterus, that will get thicker, ready. Essentially, it's like kind of preparing the ground for seeds. If you're not being fertilised every month, if there's no sperm around, what happens? Well, all that thickened wall all starts to break away. The blood vessels close off, and that's what we think causes the pain.
That's a good answer. He could actually teach.
There's another thing actually I want to talk to you about, which is body image. How affected are you by what you see in the magazines and newspapers?
I don't care about what I see in the magazines.
You're not bothered at all? No? You don't look, you don't compare yourself? You're not really going through magazines going, oh, I want to look like her. No. You don't? So what, you know, it's us adults always go, oh, it's the media that's responsible for giving girls anorexia and bulimia and making you insecure about your body image. But what you're telling me is that you think that's absolute rubbish.
Yeah,
is that right? Yeah? Why don't you worry about this sort of thing?
Because it depends. Like, if you look in a magazine and you like the person that you're looking at, you want to be like them. But if you're not really interested in the person, then you don't really.
So who are your role models?
Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama?
Yeah.
Would you all agree with that?
Yeah.
And from the First Lady, the class moves on to the subject of food as a psychological weapon.
So when you've seen Super Size, Super Skinny, where we have the two extremes, really, really, really thin, underweight people and really overweight people, how do you think that happens? Why do you think they get like that?
I think it might be something going on in their private life. They might be depressed or anything. She might find food like as a comfort.
Yeah.
And start stuffing.
I think you're absolutely right. I think usually it is a psychological thing. Is food usually is the one thing in your life when everything else is going bad that you have control over. And you've got the two extremes. You've got women who will stop eating because it's a way of controlling things. They just go, right, I'm not eating. And it's called anorexia. But what is anorexia?
I think it's when you're just really, really skinny and you can see your bones and everything, and if you eat, you'll kind of throw up and not even be able to control it yourself anymore. That's what I think anorexia is.
Yeah, and well, there's two things actually. You mentioned both in one. Anorexia is when you don't eat. Bulimia is when you eat and then you throw it up. There's the whole eating thing, which is all to do with kind of control and body image, and then you start to look in the mirror and you might be skinny as a stick, but what do you see when you have this deranged sense of body image? You actually see a fat person, so you go, God, I've got to lose weight, I've got to lose weight. So you stop eating even more. Everyone else sees you and they're like, you're ill, you must eat something. You don't see it. It's called body dysmorphia. Have you heard of it? No. It's what you see in the mirror is not what you are. Have I answered all your questions that you wanted?
Yes.
And we've sat on our parents and we're going to go home and tell them that they fibbed to us for all our lives, haven't we?
Yeah.
Dispelled a few myths. Do you know weight loss tips, weight gain tips, body image tips? You've learned a bit about boys' hormones and what they do, period pains.
Yeah.
We covered most of it, haven't we? It was really nice to meet you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right, that's it. Bye-bye. How did I do? Anyway, what was it?
You know, you did very well. You could actually be a teacher.
Oh, thank you.
You
Wow.
could. You asked quite a lot of open questions. I don't think you realise that, but you were asking questions where they could answer in many different ways. I also noticed as well that they were really comfortable with you because they were able to ask you questions and they didn't really think about, oh, could I talk to this person or not?
I think, you know, the stuff we talk about on the telly is always, they're sensitive issues, they're embarrassing
Very
issues.
sensitive.
But it's not difficult to talk about it if you don't bat an eyelid. If you look embarrassed, and I've learned this from talking to patients.
Yeah, it's true.
You kill it. You cannot do it. If the doctor looks uncomfortable or the
or
teacher,
yeah.
then you've got a whole class of everyone feeling uncomfortable.
Exactly.
If you just come out with it, talk about it as if you're talking about what you're going to have for dinner,
Yeah.
that's the way. There's no other secret, I don't think.
No, and you did that, and I noticed it straight away that you were just in there straight from the beginning, saying it how it is. Basically, there's no way of going around it. You just said it how it is, and that's really important.
Well, I really enjoyed myself. I mean, thank you for having me here, and I hope I haven't undone too much hard work that you've been doing.
Apart from the chewing gum, they'll be bringing it up tomorrow. I've got them triple health and social care, so yeah, they'll be bringing the chewing up tomorrow.
Okay, I apologise now for that.
But it should be okay.
And the all-important class verdict on their fearless and frank temporary teacher.
What I enjoyed was that he was able to talk to us. It was the same age as us, so we could see his view and our view like perfectly.
The thing I enjoyed was that when I asked Dr. Christian about some of our issues, he answered it well, and I can understand why we kind of suffer from period pains.
He made it more fun because he put more sense of humour into it and stuff, so it just kind of like cooled the vibe down and stuff. So it was actually really enjoyable and I learned quite a lot. So yeah, that's it.